Assalamu alaikum and good greetings. So today I'll be watching a video by Open-Minded Christian show titled I Bow to Islam's Teachings About Jesus. Without further ado, let's watch.
Thank you, family, for joining me once again on the show. I sincerely appreciate your generosity and your time. Today is a very special day because it is a day I dedicate to explain to everyone what I now think about Jesus Christ. In my past videos, I made it quite clear that the divinity of Jesus Christ is one sticking point I needed more clarification before I would take any drastic decision. I made that decision because I was a Christian and I have multiple irrefutable proves that Jesus Christ was God from the Bible. But when I was faced with some Islamic teachings, especially at regard to the idea that Jesus Christ is not God, I was quickly startled, and it provoked a barrage of thought in me to really go into research and either confirm or refute it. So this video is a refutation from Muhammad Ali to Mike Tyson to Carl Stevens and Ivona Ridley. Thousands of Christians are becoming Muslims day by day. Christians and Muslims are more alike than different. They are in fact almost the same, if only they follow Jesus to the word as he himself taught and lived. Now let me consider some silent points in the life of Jesus Christ. Jesus taught that there is only one God and only God should be worshipped, as taught in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 4, Mark 12 verse 29. Muslims also believe this, as taught in the book of the Quran chapter 4 verse 171. Jesus didn't eat pork, as taught in Leviticus chapter 11 verse 7, and neither do Muslims, as taught in the book of the Quran chapter 6 verses 145. Jesus greeted with the word Assalamu alaikum, that's peace be with you. In the book of John 20 verse 21, Muslims also greet each other that way. Jesus always said, God willing, inshallah. Muslims say this too because before doing anything, as taught in the Quran chapter 18 verse 23 to 24, Jesus washed his feet, hand and feet before praying. Muslims do the same. I also found out that Jesus and other prophets of the Bible prayed with their head in the ground, according to the book of Matthew chapter 26 verse 39. Muslims do so as taught in the Quran chapter 3 verse 45. Jesus had a beard and wear robe. Muslim men do the same. Women also wear long robes. Now, Jesus followed the law and believed all the prophets. See the book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 17. Muslims do too, as taught in the book of the Quran chapter 3 verse 14. Jesus' mother dressed modestly by covering her body and wearing a headscarf, that's about a hijab, as found in the book of 1 Timothy 2 verse 9, Genesis 24 verse 64 to 65, and Corinthians 11 verse 6. Muslim women too dress modestly, as taught in the Quran chapter 33 verses 59. Now the last but not the least here is that Jesus and other prophets of the Bible fasted up to 40 days. See the book of Exodus 34:28, Daniel 10 verse 2 to 6, 1 King 19:8, and Matthew 4 verse 1. Muslims do the same during the month of Ramadan. Muslims are required to fast to full obligation for 30 days. That's according to Quran chapter 2 verse 183. Jesus was 8 days old when he was circumcised. Circumcision is one of the 5 fitra acts in Islam, so Muslim men and women are required to be circumcised. With all these very simple facts, it's very glaring to everyone that Islam has more better version of Jesus Christ than Christianity. Until next time.
Okay, yeah. Of course, I listen to anyone who says why. Because I think most of these things are based on the Mosaic laws, is it? That after Jesus, it is no longer within the teaching. If correct me in terms of the wording, if I made that, meaning I word it not correctly. That's what I can gather from some of Christians' responses with regard to this, right? Because yeah, similar things that have been mentioned in this video have been mentioned by someone else as well. And yeah, but I do wonder whether there are among Christians that are not familiar with some of this, meaning that the similarities that was pointed out by this video with what is actually practiced by Jesus back then and what Muslim practice now. That level of similarity, right? Is it normally known? It's just that it doesn't mean that much, because okay, there's similarity, but that is the law back then. Now we do not need to comply with it, blah blah blah. Meaning, is it people know the similarity but it doesn't really imply anything, or even the similarity is something that is not really commonly known? I'm interested to know on that, right? Because from some videos that show that some Christians actually are surprised that, wait a minute, is it that similar, right? So I'm curious about that. Well, it doesn't, because he began with the question of divinity of Jesus, but he didn't conclude that, right? In this video, he just goes on to mention how similar the practices between what Jesus practices and what Muslim practice until now. Does that imply, going back to the original question, that what he believed before about the divinity of Jesus, in itself, it is dismantled? Or I'm not sure. I cannot impose because I do not know whether he intentionally or he implied something about that or not. I don't know. What do you think? Anyway, so that's the video for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time.